Hello and welcome back to the studio. Well, this is sort of what it looks like right now. You can see the outside, something like that. It's a bit of a mess. There's the stage over there, which I'm working on constantly, trying to get it ready. And here's the mixing room, obviously, where I do most of the recording and everything. It's a bit sketchy right now, but I thought I'd talk to you a bit about the yesterday's session. And I started out working with a Opium Cartel song called Kissing Moon, and it's really fun to be back doing all of this because it's been a while. And I thought I could just walk you through, like I did back in the old days. Do you remember that? And I mean, it's not finished or anything, but these are the ideas that I've been working on. And the fun thing is that when Jacob does his sketch programming thing to give me an idea of how he wants the drums to be, or like a general rhythmic idea, he generally does it really well, which is good in one way, but occasionally I also get struck by this idea of this feeling that I really don't need to do that much because he's already sort of nailed it, which is the complete opposite if you compare it to like the Ainlegor demos or anything that sounded atrocious. So as soon as there was a real instrument on there, it felt wonderful. The funny thing about this is one would think that you'd start with like a basic eighth note rhythm or something like a gluey thing, but I went the complete opposite way with this and used... oh, nothing's on. Alright, well, you won't be able to hear it, but I can play the sound later on because I've used the adapter for something else. I used this, the Casio PT88. I don't know if you can see it. It's got 100 sounds, which is like 97 more sounds than a Mellotron, which is great. And the sound that I did was just I think it was called Sample Percussion, number 87, if you want to use it yourself. And that was taken through the modular system using a Vactrol filter, Plan B thing, and the Heisenberg generator, which is, I guess, like these Buchla knockoffs or whatever, clones or copies, whatever you want. And it's more interesting to hear the actual sound, and it's right here. And the reverb is in here, so you don't have to take any note of that. But it sounds really, really cool, and it's got this slightly almost grainy kind of feel to it. And then after that, I recorded using the Korg Electribe. I did a very basic hi-hat rhythm to complement that, to give it some kind of movement. And it's a 4-bar pattern that has a lot of echoes and delays and bouncing around stuff on it to give it some movement. And then I pulled that through the modular as well, through the Polyvox filter using a MOTM LFO thing. And so that turned out like this, if we listen from the start. It's coming. Which is kind of useless, unless you made a second copy of it and did a different filter sweep. Because obviously what happens then is that the pattern is moving between the speakers, doing the same filter and giving it almost not, I wouldn't say a phasery feel because I'm not a big fan. But it just moves ever so slightly. And if you want to like explain it to the listener, you can always put the original hi-hat in the middle. And then we'll add the Casio PT88, something like this. And then we add a bit further on. There's a drum part that comes in, and I've started to use the Nord drum thing over here. It looks like that, and it's wonderful. It's just like a very simple virtual analog drum synthesizer thing. And the cool thing about it is that it's got just four. Every preset has got 4 sounds that you can tweak, which is just the right amount. And then you can, and then it's just mono out, which is wonderful, isn't it? So this is what I played, and I'm still using the original hi-hat pattern from the Electribe, and this is what I played on top of it. See if I can get this to work. No, that sucks. Oh, here we go. So you've got those like little bodily sweepy things, and as it's played, it has like little movements. I try to play my absolute best so it's tight, but it's got these little fluctuations which hopefully will make it more alive than having just a drum machine rhythm or a sample or something. The next section of the song is supposedly some kind of dancey thing, which I don't really know much about. So I did my best impersonation of it, using once again the hi-hat of the Electribe, but instead of doing a filter thing on it, I changed the pitch while it was playing, and I did 2 takes of that. So this is take number 1. And then we'll add take number 2. Which actually works great, because then you've got almost like a helicopter-y Magnum PI kind of thing happening between the speakers, and it turns into this really apparent movement. Then you have the 4 on the floor bass drum, and I used the Electribe for that as well. In a sense, which is okay, I guess, but I wanted something with a bit more punch to it, which I probably, if I knew the Electribe better, I could have achieved that with the Electribe. But now instead I used the TR-707 one drum machine, and someone said that it's the 808 bass drum. I don't know, I don't think so. I've got an 808 bass drum in the modular over there as well, so I could have taken that, but I just received it as a donation to the studio, so I'm sort of in love with it right now and want to use it as much as possible. So I also will know that if I hear anything from this period of the studio's life, it's going to be filled with the 707. But the funny thing is, it really changed the bass drum sound, getting that extra punch. So here's both the bass drums, and we add the hi-hat. And then after that we come back to this same section, if it's the verse, I don't know. And then the whole song develops, and then I have a different rhythm coming in later on, which I thought was kind of cool. the other rhythm was almost like a double bass drum thingy, and I did that on the Elk Tribe as well. See if I can get it. If you can hear it. Which has got that Kraftwerk stolen bit in there, and then we add the other one. The hi-hat. And then he had, on his original demo thing, he had like all these swishy sounds that I'm not really sure on how to like achieve. So what I did was that I cut up a white noise thing. I think it was from the Minimoog or something. Yeah, it was the Minimoog. And I cut that up. So I cut it up to the second rhythm, and then I just did it randomly. So this is the first one. Ah, fuck it, that's not right. That was the rhythmic one, which was horrible. And here we go. And then I copied that and moved it backwards. So which gives it a kind of, sounds like a tuned plastic bag kind of a thing. And then I also did a ostinato thing on the Nord drum as well. That sounds something like this. There's some kind of horrible echo on it. Take that up. And then we add these swishies. And music. We're allowed music? Okay. Yep, and that was yesterday. And today I'm going to try to do more acoustic stuff. I'll probably be using all of the Nord drums and the modular stuff as well, but I'm going to focus on getting, because I want to have that blend of program stuff and played stuff. Because I can. And because I'm worth it. Yeah. Cool. So I'll see you very, very soon.